To the house of Israel. We thank you for inviting us into your homes. We want to get started. We already done our prayer. We had a little light discussion. It was good, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So what we want to do here is what we always do. We want to go into our Torah reading, and Brother Ivor's coming with that.
All right, today's Torah, we're going to start in Leviticus today. Leviticus 12 and one script and Genesis 17. So we're going to start with Leviticus 12 verses 2, 4 through 8 as well. And they read, "Again thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel." Leviticus 12, 2, 4 through 8 reads, "Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation of her infirmity shall she be unclean. And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days. She shall touch no hollow thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation. And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest, who shall offer it before the Most High, and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. This is the law for her that have borne a male or a female. And if she be not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons, the one for the burnt offering and the other for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for her, and she shall be clean." When a woman has children, there is a time where her body is unclean and must purify itself. When a man is born, a woman's body must purify for 40 days. Likewise, when a woman is born, a woman's purification term is 80 days. In these times, the woman cannot touch or go near anything holy. The next scripture we're going to go to is Leviticus 12 and 3. And this is concerning the male child. In the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. The next scripture we're going to go back to Genesis 17, 9 through 12. "He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed." This is concerning the circumcision of the male child. And next we're going to go to Leviticus 20, verses 2 through 5. And this is concerning our children as well. "Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from amongst his people, because he hath given his seed unto Molech, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech. from among their people. And we belong to Yah, and we are his cherished possession. Therefore, it is our duty to protect ourselves from iniquity by not sacrificing our children to these devils. And that concludes today's Torah reading.
Hallelujah. Well, take the reading of the Torah and take the reading of these laws, and if you will, apply them. Don't just be a hearer of the word, but be a doer as well. As I said before, thank you for letting us come into your homes. Those of you that's watching online, and we're going to jump into the lesson. So, there's been a lot going on in the news, huh?
Yes, sir.
There's been a lot going on. There's been a lot of things that's happening in the current events and things of that nature. We spoke to some of those issues on last week. We spoke to some of those issues. But I believe the messages that the Most High has given us to give to the people is a message of healing, not only a message of healing, but a message of deliverance, and a message that promotes the deliverance, having a deliverance mindset, because there's a difference. Because you can have a people that's going to be delivered, but there can also be a people that's not having the mind to be delivered. They're not ready. Let's just face it. We love America.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We want to go, but we ain't ready to go yet. We want to go home, but we ain't ready to go home yet.
That made me think of Django. Thomas and,
what Thomas do?
With Leo DiCaprio when Django shot Thomas.
What we gonna do?
Yeah.
What we gonna do? How we gonna live without this man? How we gonna live without this system?
Yes, sir.
And I tell you, the problem is we don't trust one another.
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna be quite frank, because we not Christians around here. So I can be frank. Can I be frank?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got a nigga mentality.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's just be frank.
Yes, sir.
We come out of slavery as a people. We beg this man for everything we got. And we get to a certain point when we have to do something for ourselves. And we cannot. Because we have a nigga mentality. Let me get to today's lesson, okay?
Yes, sir.
The topic for the day is deliberate campaign. Deliberate campaign. We must begin to wake up, Israel. Our people are under direct assault. We're under direct assault. While we're arguing on social media. Listen, I know Israelites that don't have social media. I do. I'm one of those that do. You can gather that if you watch it online. You know I have social media. You right? I see so much arguing amongst us. It's ridiculous. While we arguing, they're assaulting. But we fighting amongst one another. There's an onslaught and slaughter that's happening to our people. And when I say an assault and a slaughter, it don't necessarily mean that there's bodies, physical bodies on the ground. We're being slayed while we're on our feet. Dead men walking. And it seems like a lot of us are blind to the impending danger. The nations are waging war on us, and we're suffering heavy casualties. If we don't begin to strategize as a people, if we don't become strategic in our efforts, then we are losing the fight. We won't lose the battle because Yahushua Messiah is ultimately going to win. but we are losing the fight. Failing in our efforts. So, we must have purpose in our cause. A goal for our mission and a specific objective, a deliberate campaign to set the house of Israel in order and to give structure, stability, and to become that assembly, that camp that is a spot, that is without spot, and that is blameless. To be without spot or to be without wrinkle or to be blameless is to be in order. Is to be in order. I see so many Israelites because of things that's going on in different groups, camps, and assemblies. That's the reason why I'm not with a group. That's the reason why I'm not with a camp. Well, that's not biblical. That's not biblical. Let's get Exodus 32 and 26. Let's see what our forefathers thought about assembling themselves or being in a camp, as we call it. I don't want to be one of those campers, right? That's what everybody, y'all heard that, right? Don't want to be one of those campers. Well, you need to be if you're an Israelite. Let's read.
Exodus 32 and 26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp.
He stood where?
In the gate of the camp.
Moses was in the camp.
And said, who is on the Most High side?
Who was on the Most High side?
Let him come unto me.
Let him come unto me. Where was he standing when he said it?
In the gate of the camp.
He was standing in the gate of the camp. So we have to understand and take on the same mindset that our forefathers took on. If you're saying, I don't want to be in the camp, I want to be in an individual light, there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. You don't like order. You don't like structure. And that's part of the problem with our people. It's part of the problem with our people. Paul alluded to this too. Let's go to Hebrews 13 and 13. Before somebody get real Christianified on me and say, well, that was Old Testament. Let's see what Paul wrote in the New Testament.
All right, Hebrews 13 and 13 reads.
Come on.
Let us go forth, therefore, unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach.
Let us go before him with. Read it again.
Let us go forth, therefore, unto him without the camp.
Going without the camp, meaning leaving the camp or leaving the assembly. You know the camp only means assembly, right? Come on.
Bearing his reproach.
Bearing the reproach, he's talking about the Messiah. Bearing his burdens. So when you leave from among your brethren and you go out into the world, you still have the burden of Messiah on you. That's what he's saying. Yes. Bearing his burden. All right. So what is a campaign? What is a campaign? The dictionary describes a campaign as a series of military operations intended to achieve a particular objective, confined to a particular area or involving a specified type of fighting, or involving in a specified type of fighting. Campaign works an organization or active toward a particular goal, typically a political or social one. It is a crusade, a battle, a fight, a work, a push, press, strive, struggle. A campaign. What is the Israelite nation as a whole? What is our campaign? Is it to fight one another about doctrine? Or is it to come together as a nation of people? To come together as a nation of people. In Exodus 3 and 15. So we have to get our minds ready, because one of the definitions for campaign is to fight. It's to fight. What did it say? It's to fight, or to have a specified type of fighting. Meaning you have to learn how to war with your mind. Exodus 15 and 3.
Exodus 15 and 3 reads, the Most High is a man of war.
Let's read it again.
The Most High is a man of
The
war.
Most High is a man of war.
The Most High is his name.
So listen. He's a man of war, but being a man of war don't mean he will just come down and slay you and put you to death, although we know that he will. But there's specified fighting as well. So what do I mean by specified fighting? I always get this word mixed up. Strategic fighting. Fighting and knowing where to move. I play chess a little bit. I don't claim to be the best chess player, but I play a little bit. And you have to know how to strategize. I watch men that are really good at playing chess. And I see how they think 3 moves ahead, because they know what the next man is going to do. You know what I'm saying? So they think in 3 moves ahead. If I move here, then this person is going the person is going to move here or there or here or there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do the same things in terms of being a nation. We have to learn how to come together, and that's the first thing. The first thing is gathering ourselves together. If we gather ourselves together, then we can have a meeting of the minds. I don't care outside of sin. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're saying. We can come together. You a believer? You know you keep the commandments, right? Yes, I keep the commandments. You got the faith of the Messiah, right? Yes, I have the faith of the Messiah. You got the hope of the redemption, right? Yes, I got the hope of the redemption. Well, we can agree. Now let's strategize. I bring my part, you bring your part. One man can't do everything. Everybody has a part to play. And I'm not just talking about my General Assembly. I'm talking about all of us as a nation. Everybody got a part to play. Give me Zephaniah 2.
1 through 3.
Yes.
Zephaniah 2, 1 through 3.
Read.
Gather yourselves together.
Come on and gather yourselves together. Come on.
Ye gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Give me Hebrews. Let's jump from that right quick. We'll come back to that. Give me Hebrews 10 and 23. I want verses 23 and through 26.
Hebrews 10, verses 23 through 26. Let us hold fast to the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
And to good works. But provoke each other unto love and good works. That's what I'm doing today. Provoking my brothers and sisters unto love and to good works. Read.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves.
Read
together.
it again.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves.
Read it
together.
for the cheap seats in the back.
Not forsaking for the assembly of ourselves together.
Don't forsake to assemble yourselves together. Don't forsake. This is for you individualites. I don't need nobody. I don't need a camp. I don't need an assembly. I don't need an elder. I don't need the... That's not what the Bible says.
That's Proverbs 27 and 17. Iron sharpens iron, so a man
That's
sharpens
right.
another man.
That's right.
So how you gonna learn if you're not learning from your brother?
If you're not learning from your brother. That's right. That's right. Absolutely right. We're gonna get that one too when we're done with this one. We're going down to 26.
Yes, sir. And Hebrews 10, 25 and 26.
Come on.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
As the matter of some is, because they was doing that then. I'm not going down there. Paul down there, I'm not part of that group. Come on.
But exhorting one another.
But we must exhort one another in love. Come on.
And so much the more, as ye see the day approaching.
As you see the day approaching, okay, our redemption is drawing nigh. He said, what did he say? You ought to be gathering yourself together much more, because we at the end time. Come together. One people, one nation. Why don't we have a council of elders in Detroit? We're a nation. There should be a council of elders in every major city across this nation. Even if we're dealing in our prospective assemblies. You know why we don't have a council of elders? Pride. Nigger mentality. Crabs in the barrel. This nigga ain't gonna tell me nothing. You might not say it, but that's what you're thinking. Your actions shows it. I'm a man, what you gonna tell me? Men learn from other men. I don't get it. I don't get it. How else you supposed to learn? You supposed to drop in the sky, drop out the sky, and you supposed to get it. Duh, like, come on, duh, and you get understanding. What verse we at?
We at 26.
Okay.
All right. Hebrews 10 and 26 reads, For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
come on,
there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin.
So what did Paul call you not assembling yourselves together? What did he call it? In verse 26? Because it's all the same thing in context.
Yeah.
Or if we sin willfully. So you not forsaking, forsaking to assemble yourself, he calls it sin. It's sinful. It's transgression. Yeah, did y'all understand what I just said? And did y'all understand the scripture? Paul went right from don't forsake to assemble yourselves together in verse 25. In the very next verse, in verse 26, he said, for if you willfully sin. So what was he talking about? He was talking about assembling yourself together. Did we read all of 26?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do the one you brought out in Proverbs.
This is Proverbs 27 and 17. Proverbs 27 and 17 reads, Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend.
Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of iron sharpeneth. And I mean, you got to be around your brother for you to get sharp in this word.
It gets deeper. You want me to go to 18 real quick?
Yes.
And verse 18 reads from Proverbs 27, Whosoever keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored.
Shall be honored. If you wait, you're going to be lifted up. If you wait, you're going to be lifted up. And don't let that word master scare you. It's just the teacher. That's all it is. That's all it is. What did the taught ones call Yahushua Messiah? They called him master. Because he's my elder. He's the teacher. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. Let's go to back to Zephaniah. Let's go back to Zephaniah.
Zephaniah 2.
Yeah, start at verse 1 again.
All right. Zephaniah 2, 1 through 3 reads, Gather yourselves together, ye gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the calf, before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you, before the day of the Most High's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Most High, all ye meek of the earth. which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be, ye shall be hid in the day of the Most High's anger.
You want to be hid in the Messiah. You definitely want to be hid in the Messiah on the day of the Most High's anger. That is the day of our redemption. You want to be a part of that 1/3. So you got to learn how to gather yourself together right now to get a better understanding. Give me Numbers 2. Start at verse 2. And what I want out of here, and what I want to bring forth out of here is to show those, because it's really disturbing to me that you don't know. You have to know what words mean in order to get a proper understanding. So when people say, I'm glad I'm not in a camp because some men in a camp did wickedness. We always had camps where people did wickedness in the camp. That was the reason for the judgment. That's why people got put to death, because they was doing wickedness in the camp. That's no reason for a righteous Israelite to say, woo, I don't want to be in no camp because there's too much evilness, wickedness going on in camp. Well, hell, it's always been wickedness in camps. What you're really saying is, I don't want to be in order. I don't have nothing to do with structure. I just want to do what I want to do. That's really what you're saying. But Israel has always had camps. And if you don't want to be in camps, you don't want to be in the Bible. You don't want to be a part of Israel. That's what it's saying. So you have to know what you're saying. Numbers 2, and let's see if we were in camps. Numbers 2, and start at verse 1.
All right, Numbers 2, verse 1 on down. And the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch his own standard with the ensign of their father's house.
So what is a standard and what is an ensign? He shall pitch his own standard, meaning his, like each tribe had a specific or a specific flag. Like Judah had his own flag, Ephraim had his own flag, Manasseh had his own flag, Reuben had their own flag, right? Each tribe had their own flag, their own standard, and their own ensign, right? We were one people, but we were separated in 12 different groups. Okay? All right, let's read it again. I just wanted to make sure we had clarity on that. Let's read it again.
Numbers 2, verse 1 on down. And the Most High spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch his own standard with the ensign of their father's house.
That we were separated in different camps, in different groups. Is that what the Bible just said? Did Judah had a pitch this camp over here to the east? Did it say the east?
Yep.
Judah pitched it on the east side, and where they were encamped or at their camp. So I'm trying to get it. You Israelites know what I'm saying here. I'm trying to get everybody to understand on one accord. We were in camps. It is biblical. We were in camps. In Numbers, give me Numbers. Jump over to Numbers 9 and 15.
Okay. Numbers 9 and 15 reads, and on that day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony. And at even there was upon the tabernacle, as it were the appearance of fire until the morning. So it was always the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the children of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. At the commandment of the Most High, the children of Israel journeyed. And at the commandment of the Most High, they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in tents.
I'm sorry, brother. Start at verse 17 again.
Numbers 9 and 17 reads, and when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the children of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tent. There the children of Israel pitched their tents.
Pitching your tent means camp or encamped. They encamp. Pitching your tent means to encamp, or that's what they were camped. Verse 18.
Verse 18 reads, at the commandment of the Most High, the children of Israel journeyed. And at the commandment of the Most High, they pitched.
And at the commandment of the Most High, they did what?
They pitched.
To pitch means to camp.
Yes, sir.
They did this at the commandment of the Most High. At the commandment of the Most High, they camped. So if you say, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm not in the camp," then you outside the commandment of the Most High.
You're sinning.
You're sinning. You're sinning. I just said it. We just read it in Hebrews 13 was 10 and 26. 10 and 26.
Yep. 24 through 26.
Yeah. You're sinning. Oh, I don't want to be in a camp. Well, you want to be disobedient then. Read on. You was at 18.
Yep. Yep. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in the tents. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the children of Israel kept the charge of the Most High and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Most High, they abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of the Most High, they journeyed.
They abode in their tents mean they encamped. Come on.
And so it was, when the cloud abode from evening until the morning, and that the cloud was taken up in the morning. Then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night, that the cloud was taken up. They journeyed. Or whether it were 2 days.
What verse
or 22.
22.
Yep.
Read verse 2. Go back up to 20.
Verse 20 reads, and so it was when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Most High, they abode in their tents.
They remained encamped. Read on. All I want is 20. Come on.
And according to the commandment of the Most High, they journeyed.
And the commandment, according to the commandment of the Most High, that's when they begin to journey. That's all I wanted there. Our actions must be deliberate with an expected answer from Yah. We must have a deliberate campaign as a nation of people. Yah deals with his nation as an army. As an army. Give me Nehemiah 8 and 1.
Nehemiah 8 and 1 reads, and all the people gathered themselves together as one man.
Read it again.
And all the people gathered themselves together.
All the people gathered themselves together as one man. To gather yourself together as one man means you all became on one accord. A body. One accord. You all had one objective, one goal, one purpose. Read it again.
And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate.
Read.
And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law to Moses, which the Most High had commanded to Israel.
That's all I wanted out of that. Gather yourselves together, Israel. There's one people, one nation, one purpose, one goal. This is about family, y'all. This is about a nation building upon the Most High. And this is about assembling ourselves together. Even though we're spread around in different camps, assemblies, and groups, we can still be one people. People don't know how to do that, though, because of envy, jealousy, covetousness, and strife. You don't own people. I can be around other people and not be, because I'm sure of myself. So I can be around other teachers and other elders and not be like I got to be the biggest one in the room.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I got to have all of my understanding outweighs everybody else's understanding around here. No, we give understanding as the Most High give it to us. And I'm going to tell you, young men, young teachers that's coming up in Israel, remain humble. Don't get beside this, I know everything. How can one man know everything?
Yes, sir.
We had a young man that came here when we first started teaching. He came here and he came to one class. And I can tell that he was very, he was a novice. He was a novice, but he was very eager, I should say. Very eager. And the next time I seen him on Facebook, he had changed his whole Facebook page. Said he was the #1 moray for Israelite Nation Assembly. I was looking at the page like, what? He's a moray? He's a moray now? Number one moray for Israelite Nation Assembly. And I was like, wow, this young man is really, moving too fast. Slow your roll, slow down. You're going to get there. Yah will raise you up in due time. Be patient. He will raise you up. He will raise you up. We have to learn that even though we're in different assemblies, how to be able to come together. Yah said we would. See, all throughout the Bible, you hearing Yah says, gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together. Become one people, one nation, one mind. All throughout the Bible. But then we also know that in prophecy, that it was prophesied that we would be in separate assemblies. Let's get that Ezekiel 11:16. Ezekiel 11:16 and 17.
Ezekiel 11, 16 and 17 reads, Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Yah, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries.
You scattered us among the countries. Come on.
Yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
There's going to be little sanctuaries everywhere.
Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Yah, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries.
So although we are scattered and although we are little sanctuaries in the countries everywhere, he's still going to gather us. He's going to gather us together. And we have to have a mindset that we are rehearsing the righteous acts, right?
Yes, sir.
That we are coming together as one nation and loving one another as one people and dealing with one another as such. Because this thing is bigger than what I'm actually saying now. We have to learn how to come together in business. We have to learn to come together. Why not? The other nations do it. How come we can't deal with one another in business? Don't trust one another. We hurt one another. When you have those type experiences, it makes you fall back sometimes. But we got to learn how to watch and pray and learn from our mistakes and move on. Read verse 17. Ezekiel 11 and 17.
Ezekiel 11, 16 and 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Yah, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Therefore say, thus saith the Most High Yah, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel.
Hallelujah. 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 We're all going to be under one king once we get in the land of Israel. one king. It's going to be only one master. One master teacher. All right? We can't forsake to assemble ourselves together. Give me Ephesians 4:11.
Ephesians 4:11 reads, and he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and teachers.
Read it again.
And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors, and teachers.
All working together in conjunction with one another, but to what end? And I know we as Israelites, we don't like to call men pastors because we come out that Christian church. But this is what the Bible said he gave. A pastor is a shepherd, a leader, a steward, a watchman over the flock. That's what a pastor is.
You want me to continue to verse 12?
Yes, but I want you to read verse 11 again. That's such a powerful scripture, but we're scared to use these words because we come out of the church. Yes. This is our work. This is our book. Yes. And don't let anybody take these words out of your mouth. Read on.
Ephesians 4:11 and 12. And he gave some apostles and some prophets.
He gave us prophets as well. Come on.
And some evangelists.
He gave us evangelists.
And some pastors.
And some pastors. Come on.
And teachers.
And teachers working together in conjunction with one another, but to what end? Verse 12.
For the perfecting of the saints.
Is to perfect the nation.
For the work of the ministry.
And for the work of the ministry. What is the work of the ministry?
For the edifying of the body
and
of
for the edifying of the body of the Messiah. For the edifying of the body of the Messiah. For the lifting, the building, the engaging. And not just on a spiritual level, like I said. But on every level. Building the body of Messiah. In business, building the body. In togetherness, building the body. Every event we do, because we get ready to do Passover, right?
Oh, yeah.
So every event we do, I'm searching as much as I can to find quote unquote black-owned businesses to deal with. So when we do Passover, even if there is non-believers are wicked as hell, it don't matter. I'm looking to help put money in their pocket. Because guess what? I'm putting money in the other nation's pocket, and we trying to do Passover. And we're gonna be putting money in their pocket. All of us should be looking for different business ventures to get into to help build our nation. Not just so you can get rich and run around and say, look, I'm rich. Like Dave Chappelle said, but I ain't gonna say the other word.
For sure, man.
But for the edification of the body, to get the things that we need to do to help build our nation. Verse 13.
Be no more children, tossed to and from, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in the wait to deceive.
Read.
But speaking the truth in love.
Speaking the truth in love.
May grow up into him in all things which is the head, even the Messiah.
Even the Messiah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. In Colossians 2:13. Somebody say something over there?
Yeah. Cutting off.
Oh, we're still on?
Yeah, we're still on.
Okay. Colossians 2 and
13.
yeah, 2 and 13. Read it.
Colossians 2:13 reads, and you being dead in your sins,
You've been dead in your sins.
and the uncircumcision of your flesh, hath he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses.
Read verse 13 again.
And you being dead in your sins, and the uncircumcision of your flesh,
Read.
hath he quickened together with him.
He made alive together. Come on.
Having forgiven you all trespasses.
Read on.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to the cross.
So this is strategic in what he did. Read the scripture again, because this is very strategic. Read it again. Verse 14.
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances.
He took away the handwriting of ordinances. Come on.
That was against us, which was contrary to us.
The judgment meaning death. Come on.
And took it out of the way.
He took death out of the way, meaning we should be put to death because I disobeyed the commandments. He took it out of the way. Come on.
Nailing it to the cross.
Read.
And having spoiled principles and power.
He did what?
And having spoiled principles and power.
He spoiled principles, meaning he disarmed principalities through strategic means. Come on.
And he made a slew of them openly, triumphing over them in it.
And the way he triumphant over them is through strategic means. Did I lose anybody with saying that?
No.
And it's an example of what we should be doing. We should be triumphant over our enemies through strategic means and strategies that a council of elders or a board of elders should be doing here in the city in which we live. So if any of you brothers that are online that is interested in the council of elders in the Detroit area, please message me. Please message me. Our people need us. Our people need you. Was that all of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let me first Maccabees.
Okay. First Maccabees. Chapter?
Chapter 3. Chapter 3, start at verse 48.
First Maccabees 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Read on down to 58. Read on down to 58.
They brought also the priest's garments, and the first fruits, and the tithes, and the Nazarites they stirred up, who had accomplished their days.
Come on.
They cried with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, what shall we do with these? And whither shall we carry them away?
So the Israelites were upset. The Israelites were mad. Crying to heaven means they were praying. They cried unto heaven means they were praying. Because these heathens is now, they done took over our temple. They opened up the book of the law and tried to put their own likeness in our book. Read on.
For the sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy pastors are in heaviness and brought low. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against it.
The heathen are what?
Assembled together against
The
it.
other nations have came together against us. Come on.
To destroy us. What things they imagine against us, thou knowest. How shall we be able to stand against them, except though, O Yah, be our help? Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with a loud voice.
Read.
And after this,
Watch this.
Judas ordained captains over the people.
So after they were attacked by the other nations and they cried out to the Most High Yah for instruction, what did Judas Maccabees do? Read that again. What did he do?
And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people.
He ordained captains over the people, signifying what? There needs to be order. You just can't have people doing everything.
Exactly.
You need some specific person that is a leader over people. Then you can talk to this people and give this person and give instruction, and that person can disseminate the order to the men under him.
Yes, sir.
So having captains is biblical. Having camps is biblical. Why? Because we are exceeding great army.
Right.
The Bible calls the children of Israel his army. And when there's an army, there is structure. And when there is an army, there is leadership. And you delegate order. You don't just come into this truth 2 days and now you a general. You've been here 2 days. You can't find Genesis. You can't find Genesis in the Bible, but you want to give direction.
Right. That's heavy right there. That is heavy.
No, it don't work like that.
That is heavy. That is heavy.
Doesn't work like that. Where we at? 55?
55.
All right, let's read on. Watch this order that this man, our ancestor, hands down.
All right, I'm gonna start.
For all of those who, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what this captain stuff, because I asked the brother one time, he was talking about his group, his assembly. I said, well, we started discussing what one of the brothers had said to me. I said, oh, I don't know if he's a captain in your, he was like, oh, I don't believe in no captains and stuff like that. I said, oh, okay, well, the Bible does. The Bible does, and we can see it right here. Come on, sir.
And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands.
You had captains over thousands. Come on.
And over hundreds.
He had captains over hundreds. Come on.
And over 50.
He had captains over 50. Come on.
And over 10.
And he had captains over 10. He set order. And there were men in leadership positions over other men. When you have an enemy attacking you, you ain't got time for everybody trying to be boss. You got to know what you know. If you good at business, then that need to be your department, helping other Israelite brothers find out and know business. If you good at historical matters, then that need to be your slot. You need to be helping other Israelite camps, assemblies, and brothers get the historical content of our nation. You need to find what we used to say back in the day: play your position.
Know your role.
Know your role. Play your position and strengthen the body of Messiah doing it. I know it's men that get more business minded than me, because they got businesses. They gotta be more business minded than me. They got money, they got business. Israelites out here got money, they got business. You know what I'm saying? They know more than me apparently in this area. Or I would have that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn to be like, I want to be around this brother to figure out what he's doing.
Also, the brother that you get the information from can't be scared to share the information.
It can't be said, Brother Ira, say it again.
The brothers that you get the information from at first
Got to share the information.
They got to share the information. They got to share the information.
No, because they want to come in and say, you know what I'm saying, with all kind of good, nice, fresh Hebrew garments on and shining. Listen, I said it in the beginning. The nigga mentality. It's just, you go right from coming out of the street pimping to the church pimping. Listen, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, because your mind ain't never been intended on keeping these laws. Your mind been always on how can I use or abuse or get somebody, or look at me, I'm shining. Instead of saying, look at us, how we shine. And this is a lesson that you can learn from the other nations. They build their old school. They deal with you, they talk to you, smile at you, everything. They build their own schools. They got their own stores. They eat at their own restaurants. They shop at their own everything. They got their own hair products. They don't buy from you. We go in their stores and we buy from them. So they have their money and our money. And when we build stuff, we only got our money. We don't have their money too. And we supposed to have their money. So you don't believe me, do you? I was going to get this scripture. I wanted to get it. I don't know where it's, I forgot where it was though. It's in Proverbs. Proverbs 13 and 21. Proverbs 13:21. We're going to come back to Maccabees. Proverbs 13:21. Because y'all don't believe that we're supposed to have their money, right?
Yes, sir. Proverbs 13 and 21 reads, evil pursueth sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid.
Read 22.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children.
So if you're a good man, you should have. If you're a good man, meaning you should be making money and you should have an inheritance to leave not only to your direct descendant, but also to the descendant of your direct descendant. And this is how you do it. Read.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
Read it again.
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just.
And the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. So not only are you supposed to be getting the money from the believer, but you're supposed to be getting in your business practices. You're supposed to be getting money from the wicked too. We got to learn this process. If we haven't done it, and if we don't know it, we have to learn this process. How to get money from the wicked, meaning, or the other nations. How to get money to help our nation. I'm not talking about greed, flashing, rolling around $200,000 cars and stuff like that. That's video stuff. That stuff is made up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about living as comfortably as we can here in this land, as comfortably as possible, and helping each other to do the same. And not only that, to take some of the pressure off us. Because oppression maketh a wise man mad. I'm already struggling. I'm already mad. I'm already oppressed. Then you have to come home and worry about living, food, bills, and things like that. We should be, as a nation, helping one another figure out how we can live better lives. That's all I'm saying. In terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of economics. Are y'all with me? Because a lot of people might not like this message. Let's go back to Maccabees. So y'all see that, right? Proverbs. Yes, wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just.
And we were at 55.
Yeah, we was at 55.
And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands, and over hundreds, and over 50, and over tens. But as for such as were building houses, or had betrothed wives, or were planting vineyards, and were fearful, those he commanded that they should return, every man to his own house, according to the law.
Watch this.
So the count removed.
So what?
So the count removed.
So what?
So the count removed.
So for you Israelites and the Visualites, you do not like camps, you do not like the Bible. Read.
And pitched upon the south side of Amos. And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations.
That you may do what?
That ye may fight with these nations.
So come out the camp. When you come out, arm yourselves. That's the purpose of camping. That's the purpose. To come together, the meeting of the minds. These nations is against us. We have to come together. We have to come together. Read on.
That are assembled together against us, to destroy us and our sanctuary.
And our sanctuary. That's all I want. That was verse 58, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all I want. Oh, give me First Maccabees. Let's go on over. Let's flip a few pages. First Maccabees 5 and 31. Give me 31 and 32.
5:31.
Because he said you have to arm yourselves. You have to arm yourself because we're a nation. These people are listen. They laying our bodies out by killing us physically and spiritually and emotionally in every which way. They're killing us financially, emotionally. They're killing us. Who here worried about bills? Yes. If you ain't worried about bills, we was about to switch the lesson on you to figure out what you doing.
Oh God. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
First Maccabees 5:31 and 32 reads, when Judah therefore saw that the battle was begun, and that the cry of the city went up to the heaven with trumpets and a great sound.
Read on.
He said unto his host.
He said, what did he say to the host of men that was with him, right? Come on.
Fight this day for your brethren.
Fight this day for your brethren. Fight for your brother, Israel. Fight for your sister. Fight for our nation. Fight for our nation. Almost done here. That's all I wanted out of the Maccabees. Give me Isaiah 54 and 17.
Isaiah 54 and 17 reads,
Read on.
no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Most High, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Most High.
Go back to the New Testament. Give me Ephesians 6.
Okay.
Ephesians 6 and 10.
Ephesians 6 and 10 reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Most High, and I in the power of his might.
Read on.
Put on the whole armor of Yah, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
With strategic knowledge to try to implement and kill the nation of Israel. Read.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yah, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
Read.
And having done all, to stand.
Stand, Israel. Read on.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Read.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Now, quenching the fiery darts of the wickedness of the wicked only means to out-strategize them. To quench their fiery darts is a spiritual fight. It means to outthink them, to outwit them. Israel, fight for your nation. Fight for your nation. Fight for your nation. So we say hallelujah. So with that being said, we hope that you can glean something from the lesson. We hope that you have learned something from the lesson. And by the way, I want you to go, those of you online, and like, follow, share our videos, message us if you have a question. We'll be happy to do so if we can. And with that being said, we said enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Y'all bless. Y'all bless. Y'all bless.